Alrighty, we are live. What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, subscribers? What's going on, viewers? Appreciate you all for tuning in today. We're going to talk about how I wasted 4 years as a notary. Before we begin, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Want to make sure we get our videos in the algorithm. We got a lot of mobile notaries out there that's starving for information, starving for content, and we're here to provide them with as much value as possible. So if you are watching this video right now, please make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel as well, and turn on your notifications because we're posting weekly. We also go live on Thursdays as well. Let's talk about it. So if this is your first time watching this video, my name is Nathaniel Jemison. I am the owner, founder of The Stamping Academy, where we focus on helping notaries learn the exciting world of offering estate planning notary services. And I am also the founder of Stamper Signings. We are a nationwide mobile notary service that specializes in providing estate planning notary services for estate planning law firms. So if you are an estate planning attorney watching this and you do not have a preferred notary service that you're using to service your client for their offsite estate plan signings, definitely reach out to us. We would love to be able to set up a call with you to see how we can best help you. So let's get into it. I've been in the notary business, I think in November, this will be 6 years, 6 or 7 years. I've been in the business since 2018, so forgive me if my numbers are off. And I'm starting to see, we've been seeing some success in the last couple of years or so, but in my first few years of this business, I'll just be honest, I didn't have no direction. I didn't have a plan, really. I came into this business with, like a lot of notaries do, come in with, you hear about loan signings, so you can make $100 or $150 per hour. That gets you excited. And during the time frame when I heard about getting into the notary business, I was working as a security guard. And to be quite honest, I hated my job. I hated my job. So I was looking for a way out. And when you hear about loan signings or what you can do as a mobile notary, you thinking that, okay, as soon as I quit this job, I'm gonna become a loan signing agent. I'm gonna see immediate success because it's needed. I was all in. I was all in. I had got my dual tray laser printer. I was working graveyard at the time, so I would be up at night studying my guide, learning about deed of trust, learning about compliance agreements, learning about the note, learning about the closing disclosure, about the errors and omissions agreement, just pretty much just covering everything that you could possibly know about loan signings. And when I got into it, my focus was, again, loan signings. Let's go direct. Let's skip past the signing services when I first got into the business. So my very first signing was, I want to say November of 2018. I want to say November or October of 2018 is when I actually got my first signing. And that signing was a refinance. It was a refi through signing order. And I just remember being so nervous, right? I just remember being so nervous. It's like, yo, am I going to do? Am I doing it? Am I going to get this right? And sure enough, fast forward to make a long story short, completed that first signing, and I was pretty much I did great. I was fine. The work that I had put in on the time where I was studying and just preparing myself for the signing, it paid off. So I completed my first signing. I did a couple of more signings after that with signing services, and I thought to myself, I said, okay, hey, let's get after it. Let's start marketing to these title companies, right? So I'm at the time, I was my way of marketing was walk-ins, right? So I will walk into these title companies. I will walk into First American, walk into Chicago Title. I'm walking into who else, man? Old Republic, North American Title. I think they're now called Doma. But I was doing, I'm walking in, I'm doing my pitch. I'm Nathaniel Jemison. I'm doing my signatures, initials, dates. I'm available on evenings and weekends. If your preferred notary happens to go on vacation or they're not available for whatever reason, I am available. And mind you, I haven't used that pitch in years. I have not used that pitch. I have not used that pitch in years, but I remember because I was going into these offices consistently and seeing success from it. Right. And what was almost like the nail in the coffin, so to speak, what really got me discouraged is I'll never forget this day. I walked into Chicago Title. I walked into one of the Chicago Title offices in where I live at. I go in, I do my pitch. I'm asking for the escort officer because I knew exactly who to look for because I searched on Google, and I go in there and do my pitch. And then the lady, she took a liking to me. She's like, okay, yeah, thanks for stopping in. If we had known she's not the escort officer you're looking for, she's not here right now. But if you give me your card, I'd be more than happy to pass it to her. We had a pretty good conversation. I left the office feeling pretty good, right? Left off feeling good, feeling myself because I had a good conversation. I think it was a receptionist or the assistant, whoever it was at the time. And so I go in the car. I'll never forget this. I'll go in my car, and I immediately got a phone call, and it was from Chicago Title. It was from the title office. It was from the title office. So I said, okay, cool. Let's do it. Okay. Oh, they're about to hire. They're already gonna reach out to me. They're already gonna give me a signing. And so it was the escort officer who called me, and she had pretty much broken I mean, hey, we would like to use you for a signing possibly, but the only way that we bring you on board is if you've been sponsored. And at the time, I was like, sponsored. When I'm thinking of sponsor, I'm thinking like, like Jordan, like, Nike sponsoring Jordan or, Reebok sponsoring Allen Iverson. I'm like, what do you mean sponsor? She said, well, you need to be referred, right? You have to be referred. Like someone like the escort officer has to know you. They have to know about you. You have to be referred to them or referred to us in order for us to use you. So whenever that happens, we'll reach out to you and best of luck to you. And man, when I got off the phone, I was crushed. I was crushed. I was so in my feelings. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I gotta be referred. I gotta be sponsored. Who's gonna refer me? And at the time, I didn't know any realtors. I didn't know any loan officers. I was just like hurt. I was like, wow, I did all of this work. I'm consistently going into these title companies, introducing myself, letting people know what I do, and then I get this crushing blow. I got to get referred. Who's going to refer me? I'm a security guard at the time. I'm a security guard. Like, who's going to refer a security guard to do a signing? And no one, only people that know me are like, probably a couple of signing services that I may have worked with. I may have done a signing from here and there, but so that really got me down, man. I was really discouraged from that moment. And I let that one little moment discourage me, right? I let that one moment discourage me over a 4-year period. So here's what happened. I've been a notary. I've never lost my commission. But when that moment happened, I stopped trying to go direct. Because I figure like, well, if I gotta be referred in order to get direct business, then I mean, I'm more likely going to be stuck doing signing services, and that was my thought process. So I stopped marketing direct, and a 4-year period of where I was just mainly just working with signing services. I worked in financial services. I was doing e-com. I was reselling products on Amazon, eBay. I would literally go to the thrift and buy books and resell them. Doing Uber and doing Lyft while also being a notary as well. So I had a 4-year period where I was all over the place, right? I was still getting signings, not as many. I was still doing signings, but I wasn't doing as many as I should have because I was so focused on doing so many other different things because I wanted to make sure I had consistent money coming in. Because when I was a notary, I forgot to add this. As soon as I got my notary commission, I did my first signing, I quit my job. I quit my job. I had no proof of that this was going to work. I just had so much belief in myself that this was going to work out, and I hated my job. I was like, hey, I'm gonna make this work. I don't have to do this no more. I'm a notary. I'm gonna get signings. And so when you don't have a job and you your income isn't guaranteed, ooh, that's a lot of work you got to do. It's a lot of hustling, a lot of a period where I'm notary, Uber and Lyft, reselling products, working in financial services, selling life insurance. I'm doing all of these things to make sure my bills are paid. And I got a family as well. So I got to make sure my bills are paid as well. So it was a rough period. It was a rough period. But here's the funny thing about that during that period. 2018, my business, probably did about 2 grand. 2019, I seen a slight increase in my earnings. In 2020, the funny thing about 2020, when the refi boom happened, it was a lot of signings going on. But you know what? I didn't take advantage of that. I didn't get an opportunity to take advantage of the refi boom until December. No, I didn't get a chance to take advantage of the refi boom until, I want to say, either October or November of 2020. So I had an 8, 9 month period where I missed out on a lot of business. And the reason why I missed out on a lot of business, because during this time, while I was a notary, I was working in financial services. At the time, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to focus on notary. I'm only working with signing services. I'm not really getting the kind of fees that I would like. During this time, I got 2 signing services that I'm working with. They'll send me a fee. They'll send me, like, I'm doing refis. All of my signings during this time frame from 2018 to 2020 were just mainly loan signings, and 90% of them were refinances. Every now and then I might get a buyer signing, and I might get a seller signing, but for the most part, they were mostly refinances. And during 2020, the first 10 months of that year, I was solely focused on financial services. I was helping clients get set up with life insurance, trying to help them help them with assisting with rolling over their 401ks into annuities. I was very focused on that. And then I wasn't having too much success in financial services. And I believe the reason wasn't seeing success was because I was doing too much. I was doing too much. You selling books, you're doing Uber, you're doing Lyft, you're doing notary, you're in financial services, and it's hard to give. And one thing that I didn't realize, which I know now, is that you really can't give your clients full value if you're all over the place, right? You have people where they call themselves serial entrepreneurs, where they got to have 4, 5, 6 different businesses, and you're the jack of all trades, but you're a master of none, right? How can I give you full value, right? If I'm only doing this part-time, if I'm not 2 feet in, I got 1 foot in and I'm 1 foot out, right? And so I wasn't seeing that success that I was looking for. But my phone was always ringing for notaries, and I was turning them down left and right. No, I can't do it. I can't do that because that's going to interfere with. And then when I wasn't seeing the success when I wasn't seeing success in financial services, I said, well, my phone keeps ringing for this notary business, right? And my wife told me, it's like, yeah, I don't think you should quit. I think you should, just keep going. And sure enough, I listened to her. Shout out to the wife. I want to say, yeah, either October or November, I started getting back. I started getting, I started getting closing. I started accepting them. I just started accepting them. I literally just started accepting signings up until I exited financial services, and I exited in June. I exited in June of 2021. So funny enough, coming into 2021, because I had a period from October to December. I'm constantly getting signings. I'm busy. Refis, buyers, sellers. Again, refi, buyers, sellers, back to back to back. Extremely busy. And so my goal coming into 2021 was to start a signing agency, start a signing service. I didn't really know how I was going to really do it, but I just said, hey, if I'm struggling with going direct as just a single notary, why not just try to launch a signing service and see how that helps, see how that works out. And in June of 2021, I left my position in where I was working at in financial services. And in July of 2021 is when I started my signing agency. and that was the birth of signings, Stamper Signings. And it wasn't until 2022, which is where we're going to talk about the 4 years, right? In 2022, I realized that notaries refer business to each other. At the time, I forgot who I was talking to. It was a notary, and they were talking about, oh, I just referred a notary to signing because I wasn't able to do it. And at the time, I'm like, why would you refer a signing to another notary? That's you're referring business to your competition. Like that doesn't make any sense. But then it didn't dawn on me that hey, if I'm gonna run a signing service, you pretty much like referring signings to other notaries anyway. So if I'm not using a signing service and it's a way for me to be able to build a relationship with other notaries and they're sending each other business, why not take advantage of that? And that's what I started doing. I started networking with notaries all throughout the second half of 2021, all the way through 2022. Working with notaries, I give referrals from other notaries, and I send referrals to other notaries. And it dawned on me in 2022 where I was like, damn, I wasted 4 years. I wasted 4 years of opportunities. I let one situation with getting turned down by a title company. I let that one moment distract me for 4 years, and I missed out on a bunch of opportunities. So I've said this to you, the notary that's watching this. If you're a notary right now that's, you may be currently struggling, you may be struggling with getting business. You're feeling a bit overwhelmed. You don't know what to do. Every time you write down your plan, you write down your strategy, and then you put it out, and you put it into action, and you're not getting the results that you feel like you deserve. I would encourage you to be patient. And I will tell you to network with other notaries. Like networking with other notaries will do wonders for your business. Please don't be like me, right? I wasted 4 years. I wasted 4 years of opportunity. There's no telling how far I would have been if I would have just say, you know what, I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm just going to keep on pushing. I'm just going to find different ways to market to other title companies. And then the funny part about that is when I decided to shift my focus to estate planning, which is what we do now, where I focus mainly on serving estate planning law firms. I get title company business now. I really don't market. I honestly do not market to title and escrow companies at all. Like it's really not in my strategy. I don't actively cold call. I don't walk into title company offices. I don't do any of those things. Now I'm grateful for the title company business that I've gotten, and the way that I've gotten that business is through my Google page. I've had clients where we need to get their closing documents notarized, and the title company left it up to them to find a notary, and they just happen to find me. And then I use that as an opportunity to find out the title company's name on the paperwork. And then I follow up with the title company to introduce myself and how we're able to service them, and that we've been able to book recurrent business just from doing that. And then I also get referred by loan officers who I built relationships with through networking refer me to to the title companies that they use for business, and then in turn, those title companies end up coming back for our services whenever for their additional clients. So it's funny how things come back full circle. It's funny how things come back full circle. I didn't know how I was going to get referred for title company business, and then years later, I end up getting referred when I'm not even chasing after it. So if you're watching this, don't get discouraged. I would tell you to keep pushing, keep networking, have a strong belief in yourself. Um, it's going to work out. It's really going to work out. Now I'm nowhere close to where I want to be yet, but I'm way further ahead than I was last year, the year before that, and even further than the year before that as well. So keep pushing. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. If you are actively looking for title company business, just know that there are other services out there that you can provide. So whether that's apostilles, whether that's fingerprinting, whether it's working with providing estate planning notary services, whether it's working doing power of attorneys, whether if it's notary work, there are a ton of opportunities out here in the notary industry. Don't just limit yourself to one service. Now, I will tell you to specialize. You definitely want to specialize. You definitely want to find a niche. But in that niche, you're going to have other opportunities that's going to follow you as well. So don't give up. Don't give up. Keep getting after it. But yeah, that's what I have to say. Don't be like me. Don't waste 4 years. I wasted 4 years of this business, and when I finally got my head right and locked in on one thing, that's when everything started to change for me. Um, if you're interested about learning how to get into to offering estate planning notary services, I do have a free guide. I do have a free book, a free ebook that you can download, where I talk about how to become an estate planning notary specialist. This is my bread and butter. In fact, this accounts for, I want to say, probably for 90 to 95% of our business. We do a ton of estate plan signings. If you want to learn how to do this business for free, definitely download the free guide. It will also be in the description as well. And if you want to take things up another level, if you are a seasoned notary vet and you're looking to learn how to earn $1,000 a week notarizing estate plan documents, whether it's trust packages, whether if it's estate plans, wills, amendments, definitely be in attendance for the estate planning notary one-on-one challenge. The Estate Planning Notary One-on-One Challenge is a 5-day challenge where you'll spend 5 days with me as you learn how to provide estate planning notary services. Again, we're going to go over trust packages. We're going to go over wills. We're going to go over amendments. We're going to go over witnessing, how to outsource this service. I'm going to overwhelm you with a ton of information. So by the time you get done during this 5-day period with me, you're going to have the confidence and you're going to have the skill set that's needed to go out to acquire estate planning attorneys for your business. So if you want to learn how to get into, if you want to learn how to provide this service and set yourself apart from 99% of notaries in your area, make sure you sign up. All right. The link will be in the descriptions as well. I appreciate you all for tuning in today. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you. Love you. Peace.